Welcome to Sarah's Cozy Kitchen. Today we are going to make frosted cinnamon swirl snickerdoodle cookies. So we are going to make the chunks that go on the inside of these, and they freeze for 10 minutes. And then we go ahead and go with the rest of the cookies. So you are absolutely going to love this. I'm going to fix my hair before anybody gets on this live. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I got to grab the scissors. And I have this lovely apron that I got off Amazon. Highly popular. It's kind of like a retro apron. Okay, so for those of you that are joining us, we are making a cinnamon swirl snickerdoodle cookie. But we're making the inside chunks right now. So we need dark brown sugar. So I'm just opening this, and I don't have this one open yet. So we need a half a cup. I'm just going to take this right out of the bag like old school. This is home cooking, so this is what normal people do that don't have production companies. Okay, dark brown sugar. Set that back there. Okay, then you need 4 tablespoons of butter at room temperature. I had that sitting on my oven. And 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. So we're making the chunks that go inside the cookies. So I'm going to end up freezing them. Freezing this part of it. Okay. So let's mix that up. Okay, so just slightly mix that up. Like that. Okay. I gotta move some of this flour and sugar so you can see it. Okay, so then we have the chunks like this, the snickerdoodle brown sugar chunks that's going to go on the inside of the cookie. So we're going to take just a small cookie sheet. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. And then we're just going to kind of do this like chunks like this, because this is going to go on the inside of the cookie. And you want them about the size of maybe just a little bit bigger than chocolate chips. So we'll just keep doing this. So what we're making for the people that just joined is a cinnamon swirl snickerdoodle cookie. So this is a little bit different than your normal cookie. These are really good for cookie trays. One of my most requested cookies in my cookie trays. So I'm going to make these now, freeze them to save me some time in December. Okay, so this is what's going to go inside of the cookie. So we're going to put this on just a light parchment. This is just a real small cookie sheet. And I'm going to freeze this in the freezer while we're making the rest of the cookie dough. So it'll chill for about 5 to 6 minutes in there. Okay, I'm gonna wash my hands. Okay, I'm gonna disappear for a second because I'm gonna put these in the freezer. I'll be right back. Okay, so now we're gonna make the rest of the cookie. So you need 2 sticks of butter. And I'm going to melt this in the microwave. I was going to see if my dogs are in the background, if they'll make an appearance. I'll maybe take my phone off and I'll show you. I have 2 black labs. One is old and one is young. And they sit back behind me and they wait for things to fall on the floor. So one is Solo and the other one is Sam Dog. Sam Dog is the one that's behind me. Okay, so we're going to melt the butter. And everybody really likes the dogs. Okay, Sammy, they're wondering who you are back there. Okay, so we're gonna, while that's melting, then we're gonna take 3/4 cup of dark brown sugar again. For those of you that are joining, we're making the frosted cinnamon swirl snickerdoodle cookies. I know cooking shows are kind of dull, but if anybody's watching that, okay, would be interested. 3/4 cup dark brown sugar, 2 eggs, and I just like to dump them right in. So I'm reading some of your comments. Oh, some about Germany and the cookies in Germany. Oh, I'd love to hear about that. Sounds fantastic. Okay, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Dump that in there. Okay, I'm going to grab the butter. Okay. Now I wanted to show you these jar scraper spatulas that I have. These things are amazing for cookies. Great stocking stuffers if you need one. Okay, I'm going to kind of just lightly mix this in. Like this. You can use a stand mixer too, but when I'm on a live video, that thing is way too loud. We are making, if I can, sorry, I don't have my glasses on to read that far, but we're making frosted cinnamon swirl Snickerdoodle cookies. And this is a kind of a unique one because the cookies have cinnamon swirl chunks on the inside. So the first part of this video, I made the chunks and they're freezing in the freezer right now while we're making the rest of the cookies. And then we're going to layer them into the cookies. Okay, then we need 2 1/4 cups of flour. And I'm hand mixing these because otherwise you'd never be able to hear me over the mixer. So 2 1/4. Okay, then we need the baking soda. 1 teaspoon. I'll check the comments in a second here. Oops, teaspoon, not tablespoon. Okay, and that's kind of it for the cookie. Okay, so we'll mix those together. And I will post this recipe this evening when it's all cooked up and done. Okay, so we'll mix that up. Okay, so we've got our dough here. That's, whoops, it's falling out of the pan. All right, so we've got that nice and mixed up. So I'm going to preheat the oven to 350. I'm going to go grab my cookie scoop. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're going to set that off to the side. Then we're going to be rolling these in sugar. So we need 1/3 cup of sugar. And 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. So this is a great, I'm just going to kind of dump my cinnamon in, 2 teaspoons. This is a really good recipe for cookie trays. Highly, highly loved. Now the last time I did our live video, I completely forgot to put the bananas in my cookies. So I had a viewer remind me in the comments. So I do look up and look at them once in a while. Okay, I'm gonna wipe off my counter. Okay, so now we're gonna assemble the cookies. Okay, so we have to go get the chunks that I froze in the freezer. So I'm gonna grab a cookie sheet. Sammy's waiting. Okay, if you were here for the first part of the video, we made the chunks that go inside the cookie. So these are the cinnamon swirl chunks that go inside the cookie. So now what we do is we go back to our dough, and these are frozen. And this is what's going to make the cookie just absolutely amazing. We're just going to mix these right in. So there's cinnamon swirl chunks. Okay, so we're going to mix that right back into our dough. This is why this recipe is good to hand mix, because you don't want your mixer to break up the chunks. Okay, so this is what the dough looks like that before we cook it. Okay, now we're going to take our sugar mixture, sugar and cinnamon. We're going to roll it in that. I'm going to move this so you can see it. So I'm going to take my cookie scoop, and then I want to make sure I get a chunk in every cookie. Okay, so it looks like that. Dump it in the sugar, roll it around, and I do use my hands. Okay, so see that cookie? It's got the nice chunks in it, and that is going to swirl into the cookie. Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing this until I get a full thing of cookies, like this. Check my questions while I'm doing this. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to show you up close what one of these looks like, so you can see it. So this is the inside of the cookie. You can see the chunks in there, like that. Okay, so I've got my oven warming up, so I'm just going to keep doing this. And then when these are done, I'm going to bake them. You gotta look at my recipe. I make so much stuff that I can't remember exactly how long they have to cook. That isn't going to work. 8 minutes, and then I rotate the pan to get the other side for about 2 to 3 more minutes. So they end up being about 10 to 11 minutes. Now you don't have to frost these. I'm just going to put a simple powdered sugar frosting on these, just because they're going on cookie trays and everybody loves them. So those of you that are just joining in, we're making Snickerdoodle frosted cinnamon cookies with cinnamon chunks on the inside. So I made a cinnamon batter, froze that, and then incorporated it into the cookies, as you can see here. But you only freeze it for about 8 minutes. So it's hard, but not horribly hard. Okay, so I'm going to bake these like this. All right. So they look like this. I'm going to keep it on, I'm going to keep the live going while I keep doing this. I'm going to press these down just a tad because I want them to kind of be a little flatter, so you can see what they look like when they come out. And I'll just, if anybody has questions, let me know in the bottom. I'm just going to keep on scooping. And then when I do the regular video, I will edit some of that out. Okay, so I'm going to put these in the oven for 8 minutes. And grab some more cookie sheets. Okay, does anybody have any questions? My favorite cookie my grandmother made in Germany was an almond crescent cookie. When you put them in their mouth, they turn to powder. I'm gonna have to try that one. Almond crescent. Okay, so those that are new here, I have a baking series that's going on right now. I think this is going to be number 29 out of 64 of different Christmas cookies and different recipes for Christmas time. And some of my favorites have been the Nantucket cranberry cake. Okay, I have a thing for cranberries. So if you go on my channel and you do the Nantucket cranberry cake, and then The other one, one of the most popular ones has been the Ritz turtles. So if you just search for that on my site, Ritz turtles, haystacks. Oh, the haystacks. So that one was my mom's recipe. And actually it was in a cookbook, a church cookbook from Iowa. She had the recipe published in this cookbook, which nobody has like printed church cookbooks anymore except me. But the haystacks were the chow mein noodles, peanuts, salted peanuts, and chow mein noodles, salted peanuts, butterscotch chips, and chocolate chips. And you melt the chocolate chips together in the microwave. So it's a no-bake dessert. And then you add the chow mein noodles and the salted peanuts, and then you quickly form them, and then you freeze them. I have them in my freezer. I'm gonna go show you what they look like. They're my favorite Christmas cookie while I'm doing this. Let me go grab them. I'm gonna show you. Okay, I have to digress. These are the haystacks. So I have them in my freezer, and unfortunately they're so good I can just pop them out and eat them. Yeah. So these are haystacks. Look for these on my recipe. Well, actually, my website has them and my YouTube channel. But I freeze them, and then you can just take one at a time. I'll have to make more of these because this is all I have left after what I made. Okay, and yes, that last comment, I will definitely print this recipe or put this recipe in the YouTube. I'll have it usually posted by about 10 o'clock tonight. So the chunks that are in here is what makes this cookie. So it's dark brown sugar, butter, and cinnamon. Oops, my cookie treat's full. Let me go get another one. The dogs are just waiting back here for me to drop something. I'm going to my old cookie sheets now. So, God, we still have 6 minutes left, but I'll just keep going on this live and then show you what they look like. So then, and then the peanut butter balls. The peanut butter balls were the last one that I made. Oops, that one kind of got a little not round. To fix that one. Has anybody ever made peanut butter balls? They were good. I made them a little too big though. They weren't bite size. They were like 3 bite size. So we'll probably reduce the size of those next time. But they were super popular. So a little bit about my channel while we're waiting for anybody that's interested. So I've always really liked to cook. And then this fall, I have another YouTube channel with that I have the dogs on. And then this fall, I was worried. My youngest daughter went to college and became an empty nester. And I started nervous baking, like to keep me busy so I didn't go absolute crazy or drive them crazy, because I have actually 2 daughters. My older one is in grad school. So when my youngest one left to go to college, I thought I was going to go absolutely crazy. So I had to have something to do. So I started nervous baking. And then I thought, well, my entire freezer's full and I need a creative outlet to share these recipes with people. And so then I decided to start the YouTube channel, and it's been actually going pretty well. I was afraid people were going to be not very nice because I'm definitely a home cook, not professionally trained. And I do make mistakes. I drop things, use my fingers. I did have a few people that were upset with me because I wore my hair down. So I've been trying to wear my hair up so I don't get hair in my food, but we're the ones eating them, so it shouldn't matter anyway to people. Okay, 4 minutes until the other ones are done. I'll show you what they look like. So anyway, then when my daughter went to school, and then I ended up nervous baking, and then I can't eat all of the food that I make, so I give a lot of it away. I take it to my coworkers or some elderly people that we know that don't do a lot of baking. Because there's no way that a person that bakes this much can eat all of this food. Okay, so let me look at the comments. Would you be able to share a written recipe that you could print? Yes. I will get it posted by 10 o'clock tonight. I'm on Central Time, if that helps you. So I'll get that posted for you. So these you can freeze. I'm just going to kill some time until they're done in the oven. You can definitely freeze these, and you can, when they're iced with the powdered sugar and milk. So basically, I'm not going to probably keep you on live to frost them because they got to cool off, but I'll add that to the video at the end. But you'll want to take the powdered sugar, so like 2 cups of powdered sugar to like 1 teaspoon of milk to get it to the consistency that you want. And then you'll dip the cookie in it, or like drizzle it over the top. And then as soon as that hardens, you can freeze the cookies, and they will stack on top of each other. So I've been using a lot of these containers. They are plastic, but they stack really good. So these are the Good Cook ones from Walmart. So I have the real long ones, and I have the real short ones. The new people that are joining me might want to check my haystack recipe. These are amazing. I don't even want to refreeze them because I want to eat them. Definitely my favorite. Okay, I'm going to check the ones in the oven. Getting there. I'm going to keep you on for another minute and a half because I want to show you these when they come out of the oven. The chunks of cinnamon and brown sugar, like they're actual chunks in the cookie, and they like aren't through the whole cookie. They're just like through, like a third of the cookie. So they really like shine on a cookie tray. They're, not the dull, bland sugar cookies that are hard, the green ones or the red ones. Okay, so some of you might make the green and the red ones, but I don't like those cookies. I like the soft, yummy, fuzzy, good cookies. So we'll keep you on for just a minute. Does anybody have any questions on the live? What are you making? I am making a chunky frosted cinnamon swirl Snickerdoodle cookie for cookie trays for Christmas. And I do have to go back to Walmart tonight. Unfortunately, I'm going to wait until the very last end of the day because our Walmart is insane. So we live in rural Minnesota, like rural northern Minnesota, and we draw people from probably 50 to 60 miles that come into our nearest town to grocery shop. And so we have an Aldi's and a Walmart and a Target. And that's it. And it's insane at Thanksgiving time. So I'm actually planning my Thanksgiving menu. Only one of my daughters will be here this year for Thanksgiving, so we have kind of a smaller group. But we have, they're done. Let's check them. Okay. This is what they look like right out of the oven. Now, these aren't frosted. So you can see the nice chunks. Like, look at that one. Can you see that one? Yeah. So you can see the nice cinnamon swirl chunk in there. I'll clean these up because it's right off the tray, so it's hot. But anyway, this is what they look like when they're done. So I'm going to let these cool. I'm going to keep baking them, and then I'm just going to do that's getting hot, a powdered sugar frosting over the top, and then I'll post what they look like. Yikes. I'll post what they look like in the final video that I post tonight. So I hope everybody enjoyed watching this, and I think you're going to absolutely love this cookie. So give it a try. Thanks for joining me.
Okay, here's the cinnamon chunk snickerdoodles when they are completely done and frosted. And see, they've got these big chunks of cinnamon in them. They're so good. See the backs? Yum. Very, very good, soft, moist cookie.